Good morning, students. So now we are going to discuss about how do we use multiple files in a C program. Okay. So before we go into this, let me stop my video and continue with the class. So now I hope you're able to see my screen. Here I'm going to discuss about 3 different files. Okay. So first of all, I think you will be very clear what an external variable is. Let me repeat it. External variables or global variables that can be used anywhere in the program. Okay. And the external variable lifetime is till your program ends. So external variable will also live till your program exists, till your program is executing. Okay, so only when your main program terminates, the external variable also will die or it will not exist anymore. Fine. So by default, external variables are initialized to 0. And how do we create an external variable? We use extern keyword. Okay, so we looked at the example for external variables in one single file. So now we are going to look external variables in multiple files. Okay, so now let me go with the 3 files what we are going to discuss about. Let us take this first one. You can see here. Let me just move this away. Yeah. So now I have created a file called globals.h. Okay. So I am creating my own header file. Okay, this is my own header file, user-defined header file. So we already have some predefined header files. So for example, stdio.h. Similarly, I am creating my own header file. The name of the file is globals.h. Okay, so now here in this, I'm declaring a extern variable. I'm just declaring extern. I'm using the keyword extern. Int external variable. The name of the variable is external underscore variable. I'm just declaring here. So what does it mean is, I'm saying this external variable is an extern variable or a global variable, and I can use this anywhere in the program. Fine. So I've saved this program as globals.h. Now let me move to the next file. Okay, so I've created one file, globals.h, where I've created a external variable, int external variable. This is just the declaration alone. Okay, now let me move on to the second file. So in the second file, you can see the file name is changer.c. Okay, here in this, you can see here, I've included globals.h. The file what I created earlier, I've included it. So this globals.h is a user-defined file. When I wanted to include a user-defined file in my program, I should enclose the file name within double quotes. Okay, say I wanted to include stdio.h. So how do I include that? Within angular brackets. If it is a predefined file, I include using angular brackets. If it is a user-defined file, I include using double quotes, #include globals.h. Okay, so now what happens? This file is getting included, meaning this file will inform the changer.c that external variable is a global variable. Okay, because that is what I've written in globals.h, right? So what happens? This #include will inform this changer.c that this external variable is a global variable, or extern variable. Okay, so now inside my function, you can see I'm just printing external variable. So Again, after that, I'm incrementing that and I'm printing again the external variable. Okay, that's very simple. So let me repeat. I've created a first file globals.h where I've created this file because I wanted to include all the global variables. So here in this program, I've used only one global variable, external variable. So I'm informing the compiler that this is an external variable, meaning it's a global variable. So that compiler know anywhere it sees external variable, it will understand, okay, it's a global variable. Then this file is getting included in my next program, hash include globals.h. This include statement will inform that external variable is a global variable. Okay, the name I've given here is external variable. Now I've created a function increment where I'm printing the value, then incrementing it, and then again printing the value. Fine. Now let me go to the main file, main.c. Okay. So here in this main.c, okay. Now you can see here, the file name I've stored is main1.c. Here I included stdio.h, okay, within angular brackets. Please note it. Then I'm including this changer.c. So changer.c is where my function is present. I'm including that changer.c. Please find the difference here. I've used angular brackets because stdio.h is a predefined header file. I've included double quotes because this is the user-defined file. Okay, so now in my main program, you can see here, I'm printing first the external variable. Then I'm calling the increment function, after which I'm incrementing the external variable, again calling the increment function. Okay, now after all this, I've declared the external. I've defined the external variable. Okay, it's a global variable. So I've defined int variable name equals 20. Okay, now this is the variable I've defined it just outside, after all. So in the very beginning itself, I'm saying this external variable is a global variable. So it's somewhere defined, but understand, I'm informing the compiler, understand this is a global variable. Okay, so you know that any variable has to be declared, only then it can be used. Okay, so even though I'm defining it here outside, after all the code, in the very beginning itself, in my globals.h itself, I'm saying it's an external variable. Now let us see, when I'm going to run this program main1.c, now what is going to happen? Okay, now see here, you have included changer.c. Changer.c is where my function is present. Now I'm going to print external variable. Okay, now let me run this program and see what is happening. I'm compiling main1.c. Okay, I'm compiling main1.c. Okay, now let me compile. Now let me run this program, main1. Now you can see here, this is the output you're getting. Okay. Now, yeah. So now, initially, my external variable is 20. Okay. So external variable 20 gets printed. And then you're calling the increment function. So it has to go to changer.c. It prints before increment. Now what is the value? 20. Then external variable becomes 21. So after increment, 21. Okay, then it goes back to the function call. Again, 21 gets incremented, 22. Again, I'm calling the increment function. So before increment, 22. Then external variable becomes 23. After increment, 23. So this is the output you're going to get. Okay, let's look at this output here. Fine, this is the output you're going to get. Okay, so you can see here the same variable, I'm able to access it in different files. And when I change in one file, it also gets reflected in the other file because they are global variables. So hope you can understand this. Have a great day.